know, I mean, journalism has, it isn't the journalism, it's the amplification of the messages, right? So you know, the transformation that has happened in the last 20 years from the only way you could ever get a message out was through journalism to 24, you know, to the now the media has become the culture, right? So, and journalism is a shrinking part of the overall media culture. So what we actually have now is a kind of pornographic information culture, right? And so all any bad message gets so amplified, or it's the other side of the goodness of transparency. We have transparency absolutely run wild and crazy. And so I think we're seeing a bunch of unintended consequences of the technology as much as having to do anything with you know, Stewart, I think it was in Media Lab, wrote, or one of the things he said in the 80s, when a new technology rolls in, you're either part of the steamroller or part of the road, and that really made a big impression on me when I was trying to think about the future of journalism back in the early 90s. But I think that yeah, but the steamroller has taken a lot of other things with it as well, and some of the civility in the culture is part of it. A story I can't get out of my head right now in the last few months is just saw an old friend of mine who was the only journalist from the New York Times who did great stuff on Watergate. You know, so it was a Washington Post story, and he was a civil rights reporter, and he worked at Watergate, and he worked on Watergate, and so he's a great investigative reporter and of that generation of journalists. And he's now retired, and he lives in Southwest Virginia, and he's on the board of a university, of a public university. And I sat at lunch and listened to him talk about how nothing could get done because you can't actually have a conversation in public, right? And you can't have a conversation in private either, right? And so the sort of sense of there's no secrets has also got its limits.